Good morning and welcome to the course selection assembly presentation for grade 11 students going into grade 12. This presentation is also for grade 12 students who are planning to return in September 2022. We do want you to know first about course changes for this year. Many changes were made in June and some were made at the beginning of semester 1. We have gone through multiple course changes. There will be no more course changes for this school year. The only exception will be critical timetable issues. Someone needs to mute. The only exception will be for critical timetable issues, which include changing your program pathway or levels of difficulty, if you're missing a prerequisite, if you already have the exact same credit and you accidentally chose it again, or if you're still missing courses. The most common reason for missing courses is you're on a wait list, and we encourage you to check in with your guidance counselor now to see if space has opened up in that wait list, or you have a spare and now you need to fill it. So these issues though need to be addressed before the winter break. So that's for this year. However, the reason for this presentation is to choose courses for grade 12. So when you look ahead after grade 12, there are 4 possible pathways. We talk about apprenticeship, college, university, and the workplace. And yes, right now you need to be thinking about those pathways. Workplace is a pathway which students select to take. About 40% of high school graduates go directly to the workplace. You may make that plan, and all I say to students is make that plan. Have it be your plan that you have decided. Maybe it's a family business you're going into. Maybe it's an opportunity that, an entrepreneurship opportunity that is going to be directly to the workplace, and students can start looking into that now. Apprenticeship, college, and university, we will look at a couple sites later that you can do your research. So when you're planning for grade 12, you need to think with the end in mind. What is your pathway? If you're really not sure, and it's okay to not be sure, grade 11, you're still, trying out different things. Maybe you haven't had that science course next semester, so you're not quite sure. But really, if you're really struggling to think about what's a good occupation match for you, consider doing Who Am I through My Blueprint. You can retake it now that you're in grade 11. You may have done it in the summer when you took civics and careers between grade 9 and 10. Maybe you took it last year in grade 10, but you might just know yourself a bit better after taking your courses in grade 11. You can retake those questionnaires, Who Am I, and review the occupation matches. In order to research your destination, there are some key websites. So in Ontario, Ontario University's info.ca is the most valuable website. You can choose the programs you're interested in and do your research about what are the prerequisites, which universities offer it, what are the grade ranges for those programs. And all universities in Ontario require 6 grade 12 U or M courses. For college, you're going to do your research on ontariocolleges.ca. And their programs are going to be based on the prerequisite courses for their programs, and sometimes they are grade 11 courses like Biology 3C, or sometimes they're grade 12 courses like Chemistry 4C, but they will take a range, U, M, C, or O. U for university, M for mixed, C for college, O for open. They will take a range of courses. Apprenticeship, there's a great site called apprenticesearch.com. If you get on there, you can review all the different types of apprentices, including whether it's being a chef or an early childhood educator, or perhaps it's being in a trade like, everything's HVAC, heating, ventilation and air conditioning, or a plumber, or a stonemason. There's all types of apprenticeships listed on apprenticesearch.com, which you can read more about and find out how to become a tradesperson. Other destinations outside of Ontario or Canada, then you need to do research independently on their sites. So what's really important to understand is all employment sectors have a range of employment opportunities. And what that means is the education that you take to become to be in that area can range. from a scientist who is taking their university degree between 4 and 6 years, an engineer, this is all for science-based, sorry. College, you might want to be a technologist or a technician. You'll notice there's a 3-year program or a 2-year program. And if you really enjoy science, considering the skilled trades, most do include science in their everyday life. And on-the-job training when you're doing a skilled trades assistant. So you're going from the university, which is more conceptual, to the more hands-on. And some of you will say, I will benefit by more hands-on opportunities. You might want to look at college or apprenticeships. The same can be said for social work. So here again is the range for social work, from more conceptual, getting a graduate degree or a master's in social work, working as a sociology, psychology major in university between 4 and 6 years. A child and youth worker is accessing social work skills with a 3-year college diploma, or maybe doing an apprenticeship where you're going directly to work as a child and youth worker. The difference between apprenticeship and college: apprenticeship, you're working with someone who's going to train you and get you certified, and you're being paid from the get-go. Whereas with a college diploma, you're going to pay the college to get your training and then go get your job. One thing for apprenticeships, please understand there is some work required to find your way there. Sometimes if you're looking for that tradesperson who's going to train you, it may take a bit of effort, but apprenticesearch.com allows you to connect with those future employers. So back to the diploma. In order to graduate, you've seen this for 3 years now, that you require these compulsory courses. In my blueprint, I'll show you how to check to make sure you have those done. You also must have these other group required courses, Group 1, Group 2, and Group 3. Again, most of you will automatically have checked these off. What we find is difficult for most of our grade 12 students is if they've been really focusing in on sciences and technologies, they may not have Group 1 completed, and that's going to be a requirement for your diploma. Generally, we find students have no problem getting their Group 2 or Group 3. In addition, you need to successfully complete the grade 10 literacy test or the OLC course. There is more information to come for us. I know you're in grade 11. I know you did not have the option to choose to write the literacy course last year. Early indications would suggest that the ministry plans to run the grade 10 literacy test this year in the spring for both grade 10 and grade 11 students. We don't want you to stress about this. We are preparing you for it if it actually comes about. So that is early indication. We know that things can change. Therefore, please do not stress, because we need to wait and see if it actually happens. If you do write the grade 10 literacy test this year and you're not successful, then you can definitely take the OLC course as a summer school or a night school option, or even here at Central Peel. So again, we want to wait until we get more information from the Ministry of Education, but at this point in time, it does look like they are going to have our grade 11 students writing the grade 10 literacy test this year. So you will have the opportunity to write the test. You also need to complete your 40 hours in order to earn your diploma. And for your age group, grade 11, yes, 40 hours is required. So just to remind you what counts as community service, it must be nonprofit. I do want you to be aware that businesses, lawyers, accountants, tutoring agencies, a lot of tutoring agencies profit, and unless they declare themselves a nonprofit community agency. Make sure you're not displacing lawyers. So for example, a lawyer might say, hey, you can come in and do filing for me and I won't pay you. Well, that's not community service. They're benefiting and displacing a worker who would normally get paid to do that job. There is an exception for this year only. So you are permitted to earn 10 hours of community service via a part-time job, and up to 30 hours via helping at home, again, only for this school year, September 2021 to June 2022. These activities at home could consist of those normal duties you would be performing, such as helping an elderly relative, maybe a grandmother, an aunt, an uncle, or providing after-school care. And a lot of you are sitting there saying, oh, I do that, that's expected, you know, that's chores, or that's just an expectation of my family. That's great, and that's usually the way it will be treated, and it will not count, but for this year only, if your parent agrees, they can sign off for up to 30 hours of your at-home service as community service. And again, that's because we do recognize that sometimes it's difficult to find community service at this point in time with COVID. We also have on our Guidance Google Classroom all the information you need about volunteer hours, including the form that you'll have to fill out once you complete your 40 hours and submit to your guidance counselor. So in grade 12, the courses remain the same as this year, the identifiers. So O for open, workplace preparation is E, college preparation is C, college and university prep is M for mixed, and university preparation is U. In grade 12, the only compulsory for every grade 12 student is English. Math is no longer required in grade 12. Of course, it's an option. You may also need a group 1, 2, or 3 course, as I said earlier, if you have not completed it in grade 9 or 10. So you're going to see your My Blueprint status, which again, I will show you how to check that. So, which course in grade 11? Of course, you're going to think about your own personal commitment to academic success, about what type of learner you are, what works best for you. You're going to think about how you're doing in your courses so far, your area of interest and learning styles. So again, thinking about, are you more hands-on? Are you interested in a more theoretical background on topics? What's your possible destination requirement? I think this is probably the key one. You really need to focus in on what is your plan after high school and what are the requirements. So your prerequisites as well, keeping in mind if you're taking 2DO English this year, it leads to English 3 UO most directly, but you can also take college level English. And here's a chart that I have to say it's hard to find right now, but it is normally in our Chart Your Course. But My Blueprint does this for you. It just doesn't do the nice little visual. But if you're taking grade 12 English next year at the university level, then you must have grade 11 university level English. If you're taking grade 12 college, you can go from this pathway, or you can come from college. If you're taking workplace, you can come from this pathway or here. Notice the arrows do not go from here to here. If you're looking to make a transition to the university level English, it would be best to be emailing and communicating with your guidance counselor to talk about if summer school is an option, how maybe you could make that transition. In grade 12, there are lots of math options. And I think I say it later in the presentation, but some programs in college and university require those maths, some require multiple maths, and then there's some programs that don't require any math. So you need to do your research to decide what is your best plan. So MEL 4EO is math for work and everyday life. That's your workplace math. MAP 4CO is the college math most frequently required in college programs that are science-based or business-based. Math for technology, MCT 4CO, is not offered at CPS. It's a very specialty math. You must have taken 3M math this year, and it is offered most frequently at summer school or night school. It's a very limited required course, therefore it cannot run in a regular day school course. Mathematics of data management, which is also called statistics, is MDM 4UO, advanced functions is MHF 4UO, and calculus is MCD 4UO. On this chart, show you how to get from grade 11 math to grade 12 math. So MCR 3UO leads to MHF 4UO, which leads to calculus. A student may not take calculus, MCD 4UO, without taking MHF 4UO first, or with it, sorry. MCR 3UO also leads to data management, just as MCF 3MO leads to that university data management and statistics course. MCF 3MO also leads to MAP 4CO, the college math, as does MBF 3CO. So college level grade 11 leads to college level grade 12. You can also switch to workplace math, and MEL 3EO has a direct path to MEL 4EO. So for next year, we have some relatively new course offerings, or courses that sometimes were offered but didn't run this year. So I'm just going to highlight a few of them. We have music production at every grade level, American history in grade 11. Notice you're going into grade 12, but you may want to take it if you have room for it. The grade 11 origins and citizenship, world issues, grade 12. It's a geography course that looks at current events and world issues. Writer's craft, which is personal writing like poetry, journalism, short stories. Fashion, grade 11. Philosophy in grade 11 is also offered. That NDA 3MO is current Aboriginal issues in Canada. PLF 4MO, leadership in phys ed. It is under the phys ed umbrella. They work at offering leadership opportunities in the phys ed area, and they also run some school-wide events. And basketball will be back for next year. Are you thinking about co-op for next year? So a student may consider the 4-credit co-op for next year. Notice that the 2-credit co-op is for our SHSM grade 11 students only. So if you come across COP 2XE, which is co-op grade 2 credit, it's only for our grade 11 SHSM credit students. Therefore, you may be looking at a 4-credit cooperative education. It runs all day, one semester, either semester 1 or semester 2, and you achieve 4 credits. You're going to learn while at work, you're going to develop job-related skills, and you're also going to earn credits. Now, if you're planning to do 4-credit co-op, you need to think about post-secondary and can you fit it in? Because remember, you're taking a whole semester for co-op 4XC. Co-op is considered an open course, and therefore universities will not accept it as a prerequisite, and colleges, some will accept it and some do not. So plan for it if you can, and if you can't, understand that you could come back a semester after grade 12 to do co-op. That is always an option. There is a dual credit program, which is awesome for some of our co-op students. You are connected with local colleges, and you earn college credits and finish high school at the same time. You attend college classes 1 to 2 days a week for a couple hours, and you have to do homework for them. There's many different options in this dual credit program, from early childhood education to electrical or plumbing, and it is provided at Central Peel through our co-op program. So it is recommended you take the 4-credit co-op program and then sign up for a dual credit. It really is a great opportunity to earn additional credit. So while you're doing a 4-credit co-op, you're doing 1 credit at college. They're not charging you tuition. And if you're really interested in taking, for example, early childhood education at Sheridan, you can complete one of your credits before you even get to college, and you earn that credit also on your high school diploma. So it's a great opportunity for students to consider. If you're already enrolled in SHSM, whether it's the health and wellness or the business program, keep in mind you need to be completing your grade 12 SHSM requirements. So for example, maybe it's 2 business studies courses if you're doing business SHSM, or sports related and wellness related courses in grade 12. Overall, 4 or 5 for sports and wellness. Overall for business, you need 4. So if you did 2 this year, you need 2 next year. And grade 12 English and grade 12 math if you're doing business SHSM. So here's some just additional points. For universities and colleges, what is full disclosure? Well, full disclosure means that all universities and colleges receive your grade 11 course marks as well as your grade 12 course marks. So it is important to remember to choose wisely. It's not like you can come in and say, oh, I don't want you to send that mark because I didn't do well in that class. Your universities and colleges will see all of your marks. However, if it's your lowest mark and they don't require it, they can drop it off your average. I did want to point out that in my blueprint, there is an issue when you choose an arts course at the 4M level, because at Central Peel, we offer photography as a 300 course, and art, you can take a 300 course or drama. And then in grade 12, you get to choose the 4M course. My blueprint will tell you you don't have the prerequisite. If you read further, you'll see my message says it's okay. At Central Peel, 300 qualifies for 4MO. So please choose it. If you took photography this year and you want to take grade 12 next year, take it. If you took art this year and you want to choose it for next year, take it. Ignore the message. So think about not only the courses you require, but courses you might enjoy and broaden your experience. A couple myths corrected: universities do not care whether you have extra credits. And if you're taking a college course or an open course or a workplace course, because you're interested, they are looking for your 6 grade 12 URM courses, and beyond that, you can take whatever you want. Research your prerequisites, and this is where I said, you know, for example, many programs do not require grade 12 math, whereas some require 2, so you need to know. The course selection process is online as in every other year. You're going to go through your BYOD, you're going to choose My Blueprint, and the site is open as of today until January 14th. Apparently the site is giving problems today. I had difficulty with it, so if you can't get in today, don't worry about it, try tomorrow. Remember, do not click the submit button unless you're absolutely sure that you're ready to submit your courses. Once you submit it, you will be locked out and you can't make any more changes. In late February, we're going to send a verification letter, and you'll be able to reconsider your courses and make changes then on the verification letter. So again, through My Blueprint, go to your high school planner, and it will look like this. This is just an example. You'll notice grade 12 is highlighted blue, and you're going to select your courses here. If you're a returning grade 12 student, this arrow will give you an additional column here, and you can choose courses there. This is an example. I wanted to highlight this example. Here's where AVI 4MO is saying they don't have the prerequisite, but if they chose AVI 300, it's okay. They can choose it and ignore the, oh, here it is, AVI 300 down here. If they're taking 300, or if they took AVI 300 here, yes, you can choose AVI 4MO, ignore the blotch of red, and still hit submit. Still hit submit. Remember, if you need to change anything, you can click the 3 little dots. And then after you've reviewed your courses and you're going to hit submit, you'll be prompted to enter your parent guardian email, because that is a new process in choosing courses. You will have the opportunity to print off a sign-off sheet. Notice in January, when you select your courses, this is a copy for you. You do not hand it in. Please do not print it off and get it signed and hand it in. This is for you only. In fact, you do not have to print it. In late February, there's a verification that we're going to send out, and then you can submit your parent's signature. So we want you to choose wisely. We want you to talk to your parents, talk to your teachers and friends in older grades, read the course description. When you're in My Blueprint, you can read the description. Notice that January 14th is your deadline. There will be assistance and guidance at the pop-up table on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We do recommend you choose over the winter break and maybe submit that first week back in January. Please don't rush it, because if you make a mistake, you cannot change it, and you're going to have to wait until the verification process. So only submit once you're sure. We have 2 weeks back in school before this deadline. So if you have plans made over the 2-week break, you put in your courses, and you're not sure, do not hit submit. Come back to school, talk to your teachers, talk to your friends, and make sure before you hit submit. You must choose a minimum of 6 courses in grade 12, and you can have 1 study period per semester as long as it still allows you to graduate. Make sure you have the proper prerequisites, and the online site is open today until January 14th. After today, I will be emailing you the information sheet, which identifies what you must take and your deadlines, and just some common questions. So if I didn't write the literacy test last year, will I be writing it this year? Well, no one wrote it last year. So as I said earlier, the plan from the Ministry of Education is yes, you will be writing this year. How many spares can I take in grade 12? I just answered that one. So one maximum in each semester, so a minimum of 6 courses. Where can I volunteer if most places are closed? Don't forget that opportunity to volunteer at your home setting is a great option, but Peel has posted some virtual opportunities on their job board. We also have information on our Guidance Google Classroom for volunteering. Do my grade 11 marks matter or count for university? So this is a tough question to answer so that everyone understands it. So when you apply to university in particular, they will look at your grade 11 marks. And a lot of universities will consider you for early acceptance. It's just an automatic process they do. You don't apply for early acceptance, you just get automatically considered for it. And normally it's based on the courses you took in grade 11. So yes, however, in the end, the answer is no, because in the end, your offer will be secured based on your grade 12 marks. So, you know, if you had a poor run this semester and your grade 11 marks weren't quite where you want them to be, please do not stress. Ultimately, it's grade 12 courses that are going to get your acceptance into the university program. I can't find the course I'm looking for in my blueprint, so I am going to flip screens at this time and just do a really quick showing of this. And Ms. Grant, you can open the question area in case the student has a question. We're going to have to wrap up pretty quick though. So this is what it's going to look like in my blueprint for you. You're going to be able to click on these courses. You'll notice English is the only required course. However, if I click on this course, it's going to show all the different areas and start searching my courses. So if I want to search tech education, it's going to pull up all the tech courses, and I can see I didn't have grade 11 auto, so I can't choose grade 12 auto. But I am going to go back to one that I did choose, which was music. So you'll see that I added grade 10 music and I added grade 11 music because I already took those. So now I can click on music for grade 12 and I can add the course to my plan and it will pop up in my plan over here. If you're looking for AP courses in particular, you can click on AP courses here. If you're looking for strings courses, regional strings also pops up here. And if you can't find the course, but you know the code, you can type it in. Sorry, I've got strings here. I got to clear the strings. I got to go to all courses, so discipline. And now as soon as I type in HZT, up pops the AP capstone and the philosophy regular. And so I can choose it. I can add it to my plan. The last thing I'm going to show you really quickly is the graduation indicator over here. You can view your progress and see how you're doing for your compulsory credits. So I haven't typed in English yet, so it's one I have to do. All the other ones are green check marks. I have everything done, including my group 1, group 2, and group 3. So that's my blueprint in a really quick summary. I have probably time for 1 or 2 questions if there are 1 or 2 questions.
There's 3 and I'll group 2 of them together.
Perfect.
How many summer school courses can we take at a time? And are we writing the literacy test this year?
Okay, so for this summer school, I answered that in the grade 10 one, but I didn't answer it today for you guys. So you have a maximum of 1 summer school course you can take because it runs the month of July in Peel and Dufferin Peel, the Catholic School Board, Monday to Friday, 8 to 1:30. Last year it was all online. We expect it will probably be online again this year, but that is it, 1 credit. And then the second question was the literacy test. So I think I've answered that twice already, so I'll say it one more time. The Ministry of Education has indicated that our grade 11 students, that's you guys, will be writing the literacy test in the spring. However, I also stated, please do not stress about it because things can change. They could change their mind. And if it does go ahead and you are writing the literacy test, we are going to prepare you at Central Peel. And then if you're not successful, we're going to help you find the literacy course to effectively do the literacy test and get it completed, whether it's through summer school, night school, or Central Peel.
Okay, and last question. If I'm going to take grade 11 Chem in summer school, should I ignore the missing prereq for grade 12 Chem on my blueprint?
That's an excellent question, and it's fairly common. So yes, if you know you planned all along that you're taking your biology, your physics, but you're going to take your chemistry in the summer, when you put grade 12 chemistry into your plan, I can actually show you this on my blueprint. So, you know, in my example, I took biology. So when I go to put in chem under science, and I want to take grade 12 chemistry, I'm going to click on For You, I'm going to add it to my course, and all of a sudden I'm going to get this red blotch, okay? Please keep it, please submit it, because you know at the end of February, when summer school is available to be registered for, you are going to sign up for Chemistry 3 UO, and all will be well, and you'll have no problem. Okay, so I'm sorry, but our time is up, and I want to thank you for listening. This presentation will be posted on the Guidance Google Classroom tomorrow, and it will also be on our school website, so you can review it, and you can even show your parents to make sure that we're all on the same page. So thank you again for listening, and have a great day.